It has been a year of great and sudden change. Very few countries in the world go through the kind of climacteric we have gone through. 61 to 63 we fought for merger, to sink ourselves in the identity of a bigger whole. 63 to 65 we found ourselves gradually embroiled in something which we half suspected but never quite admitted was possible within such a multiracial situation. And in 65, with decisive suddenness, we found ourselves asunder. I'm not here tonight to preach blood, sweat and tears or talk about the apocalypse. We have done well. 6 superb years. A magnificent performance against all the odds. So much so that everybody says, but of course, everybody knows that Singapore was a very well-endowed place, geographically favored by the gods, good infrastructure, communication, sea, air, land, good banking system, skilled workers. Oh, it's just natural course of events. It wasn't, We made it so. Taking into account the percentages of women, educated women, who are not represented in the next generation because they have been too educated for men to marry them. Because we did 3 surveys, 1981, 82, 83, and we saw the pattern come out very clearly. Men marry their equals or their educational subordinates. Very seldom does the man marry his educational superior. And even from my sick bed, even if you are going to lower me into the grave and I feel that something is going wrong, I'll get up. In 1980, after the elections in December, I had a session with 5 of them. Ong Teng Cheong, Goh Chok Tong, Dana Balan, Tony Tan, Lim Chi On. And I gave them my frank opinion of what I thought of them as leaders. Watching the campaign, how they conducted themselves, how they operated. I rated them as follows. 1, Tony Tan. 2, Goh Chok Tong. 3, Ong Teng Cheong. 4, Lim Chi On. I didn't list Dana Balan because I do not think Singapore is ready for an Indian Prime Minister. And he's realistic enough to know that. But I wanted them to know my view so that they can decide on their views as they appraise one another. And I gave my reasons. I put Tony Tan number 1 because although Goh Chok Tong has got a faster mind, and he has a fast, quick brain, there's a decisive quality about him. He'd listen, take all points of view, and decide. After listening, you can't keep on listening. After listening, you sit down and you listen to your conscience, your judgment, and you say, right, we will do this. And if it's wrong, I will take the responsibility. I told Goh Chok Tong, look, you're trying to please too many people. Even the pressmen, they badger him. He keeps on obliging with answers. I said, just cut them off.
I said that I was not going to wear Mr. Lee Kuan Yew's shoes, but I found myself stepping into shoes tonight. I'm not going to follow his act. I'm going to walk my own way.
Teachers complain that the students are picking up catchphrases like, don't pray, pray, and using them even in the classroom. The students may think that it is acceptable and even fashionable to speak like Pua Chu Kang. He's on national TV and a likable, ordinary person. The only character who tries to speak proper English is Pua Chu Kang's sister-in-law, Margaret. And she is such a snob. And nobody wants to be a snob. So in trying to imitate life, Pua Chu Kang has made the teaching of proper English more difficult. I asked these years why Pua Chu Kang's English is so poor. They told me that Pua Chu Kang started off speaking quite good English. But as time passed, he forgot what he learned in school, and his English went from bad to worse. I therefore asked these years to try persuading Pua Chu Kang to attend NTUC's best classes to improve his English. These years replied that they have spoken to Pua Chu Kang. And he has agreed to enroll himself for the next best program starting in a month's time. So Pua Chu Kang can improve himself. If he can do that, surely so can the rest of us.
Fair weather Singaporeans will run away whenever the country runs into stormy weather. I call them quitters. Fortunately, quitters are in the minority. The majority of Singaporeans are stayers. Stayers are committed to Singapore. Rain or shine, they will be with Singapore. As we say in Hokkien, Pa Si Wei Zhao.
I give you an example. You put out a funny podcast. You talk about bak chor mee. I will say, mee siam mai ham. Then we compete. Then what will I do? I will hire Jack Neo to be my National Day rally advisor. It will be a fun time. We will enjoy thoroughly, go home, totally entertained. But is this the way to deal with serious issues?
Yen Ling's residents had complained that the walkway to Bukit Gombak MRT station was often dirty. One resident told her he saw a fishball stick there. On the walkway, the next day he came back, he looked, the same fishball stick was still in the same place. Her residents have very sharp eyes. So Yen Ling called up the agencies to find out why the area was not being cleared regularly. And she had to make multiple calls to several agencies, held several meetings. Finally, she managed to establish what happened. And here's what she found. Listen very carefully. On the left of the walkway is a slope. The slope belongs to NEA. Okay? In the middle, this is a park connector. Park connector, 顾名思义, you think of the name, belongs to NParks. On the right-hand side is a pavement. Pavement is next to the road. Road comes under LTA. So the fishball stick was on the road side, and the road side was only cleared every 2 days because each of the organizations had their own cleaner, own schedules, and they did it separately. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense, and everybody has agreed, and we've resolved this case. From now on, NEA Pau Ga Liao. Thank you for waiting for me. I gave everybody a scare. The last time I did this, I was on the parade square in Southie and fainted. I think that's what happened. I've never had so many doctors look at me all at once. They think I'm all right, but anyway, I'm going to have a full checkup after this.